Today is Monday, November the 16th. I had to look at it. Guys, I always keep it real with you guys. It's just, the last hour or so has been hectic. And this weekend was something else. So, which is why I didn't do a Keeping It Real with KC episode this weekend. Because I was doing the album, I was planning on doing the album review and doing the episode this weekend. And yeah. So I decided to just move the album review to my daily thought. I don't have much time. I'm very pressed for time. For those who may not know, if this is your first time watching this, I am KC Phoenix. I am the host of Keeping It Real with KC, which is mostly a weekend show. My daily thought is a supplement to the Keeping It Real with KC show. And my daily thought today will be on the album review that I promised you guys that I would do. And it will be on the two albums. So, and I'm glad that I did this because I actually had to pull up the information for the albums. And I finally found out, because I mentioned before, these two albums came out in 2006. And I said they were the most slept on albums. It was one album, there wasn't a lot of marketing. And then the other album, people were just biased against the singer. So, for the first album, I'm going to bring that up. It came out in South Africa on May 12, 2006. And then it was released worldwide during the fourth quarter of 2006. One of the songs that is well known on this album is called Me. The album title is Between Friends. So, and that is by the singer Tamia. Tamia has, I think, 9 albums. It's either, I think it's like 7 studio albums, 1 compilation album, and then 1 extended album or something like that. So I think it's like 9 albums that she has, and she's an amazing singer. But this album, Between Friends, was an amazing album. Everything from the beginning, which the first song on the album is The Way I Love You, which it's amazing, which Rodney Jerkins has something to do with that, which he's really good on tracks and stuff. But my songs, if you listen to this album, if you haven't listened to Between Friends by Tamia, if there's only one song that you can listen to on that album, the song you have to listen to is called Almost. Almost reminds me of a Mary J. Blige song off of the Mary album. I Cannot Lose the Love I Never Had. The title of the song is The Love I Never Had, but it's really I Cannot Lose the Love I Never Had that she sings. But for this one, basically with Almost, she's singing about something that almost existed, but it didn't exist, pretty much. And I love that song. I could listen to that song, and I have listened to that song probably at least 4 or 5 times back to back. This is my, and there's something else I have to do because my alarm just went off, so I'm going to have to really make this quick now. I just totally lost my train of thought. So yeah, with Almost, if you haven't listened to any songs on the Between Friends with Tamia album, listen to it for that song alone. But more than likely, you have heard the song Me. Because her name is Me, she loves me more than you'll ever know, and da-da-da-da-da. If you listen to Me, as soon as you hear the song, you'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard that song before. Because that was one of her more popular songs. It's similar to the song Stranger in My House. I forgot what album Stranger in My House is on. But it's similar to that song. But this one's is called Me. But like I said, my favorite song is Almost. Also, I like When a Woman, which is like when a woman stops crying. It means that she has a new plan and she's planning something new, basically saying that she's over it. And that song is good too. Also, there was another song I really liked on this album, Too Grown. I like the beat. The beat's really good to dance to. Too Grown. So that one. So my song, The Way I Love You, Almost, Too Grown, Me. Also Daydreaming, which Daydreaming is a remake. Aretha Franklin sang that song. Mary J. Blige did that song. Go figure. I was talking about Mary J. Blige earlier. She did that. She remade the song. Several people have sang the song Daydreaming. Fantasia, I think, remade the song. So a lot of people are saying that one, but I like Tamia's version as well. Of course, When a Woman. And yeah, Last First Kiss is good too. Last First Kiss is good. But for the most part, the entire album is nice. You can put the album on play and listen to it all the way through and not have an issue. Now, for the other singer, I'm going to go ahead and jump to this because, like I said, I'm kind of in a rush here. The other singer, and I'm going to tell you this quick story. This album came out in 2006 as well. And I was on my way. My friend at the time, because we didn't fall out or anything, we just lost touch. But my friend at the time, he was riding with me to Miami. I was driving to Miami because I used to be on the road all the time back in the day. So we were on our way to Miami, which was a 10-hour trip. And I was about to put in this album and he saw it and he's like, ew. And he had the same reaction to the singer that other people had. And it was like, why is this person singing? You know, and there was bias. People were biased against the singer, which is why people slept on it. Tamia's situation was different. That album, which I forgot to mention, that album Between Friends, that was her first album on her own label. So it was pretty much independent. It was on her own label because she had left Elektra. So that's why Between Friends didn't get as much marketing as her previous albums did. And a lot of people slept on the Between Friends album because, like I said, it was an amazing album. With this album, people were just biased against the singer. So my friend who was riding with me in the car, he's like, I don't want to listen to that person. And I was like, fine, whatever. So a few hours go by as we're on the road. And when he's looking away, because he's looking at the scenery and looking at his cell phone, all types of other stuff. When he's looking away, I managed to get the album, the CD, and stick it in the CD player. And then the song comes on. The first song comes on, which is my favorite song on the album. And he's listening to it, and he's like, who is that? I'm like, I just made a face. And he's like, is that Britney? I'm like, no. He's like, that's hot. I'm like, yeah. He's like, who is it? Christina? I'm like, no. And he was going down this laundry list of female names. And I'm like, no. That's not it. He's like, who is that? I'm like, that's Paris. He's like, that's not Paris. I ejected the CD out and held it up in front of him. He's like, that's Paris. I'm like, yes. I was trying to tell you, this album is hot. People slept on this album because they were biased against her. Paris's album came out in 2006 and it sold, I think 200,000 copies US and I think it went gold worldwide. But so many people slept on that album because they were just like, Paris Hilton is singing. And there was the song, her single Stars Are Blind or whatever. And let me pull it up in front of me because I have that. Yeah, Stars Are Blind, which was sort of like the lead single they tried to promote the album with, which was a cute song. The whole album is nice. The whole album is nice, period. But the song is Turn It Up. That's the song. And when I tell you what drives me crazy, if Britney Spears would have released this exact same album, it would have sold 10 or 20 million copies. It would have. Because if Britney Spears released the exact same album, it would have sold 10 or 20 million copies. But because it was Paris and people were biased against her, every single song on there is hot. Turn It Up, Fighting Over Me that she did with Fat Joe, I love that song too. Of course, Stars Are Blind. I Want You. Love that song. Jealousy. She was talking about Nicole Richie because her and Nicole Richie had fell out by then. Heartbeat. Nothing in This World. Screwed. Not Leaving Without You. Turn You On. Do You Think I'm Sexy? All of these songs on that album were hot songs, as in everything was a bop on the Paris album. And people just didn't give it a chance, like my friend who was riding with me to Miami, because it was Paris Hilton. If people would have been exposed to the album the way my friend was, where you just put on the album but you don't say who it is and just let them listen to the songs, especially Turn It Up, which is my jam, then they'd be like, oh, that is so hot. I might need to get that. But as soon as you say Paris Hilton, if you say, oh, I'm about to put on this Paris Hilton song, they're going to be like, Paris Hilton? Trust me, if you have not listened to the Paris Hilton album, I strongly recommend you listen to the Paris Hilton album. So many people slept on that album that came out in 2006. So many people. I think it debuted at like number 6 or something on the Billboard. I think it was like top 10 because it sold like 70-something thousand copies its first week. But the album overall, her album was better than some well-known artists that come out. Now, can Paris sing? That's up for debate. That's just like people might say, well, can Britney Spears sing or something? But I'm just talking about for a well-produced album, an album that sonically is good to the ears, you can vibe to and enjoy it. Her album was top-notch. And anybody who doesn't see that, they're just biased. But those are the two albums, Tamia, Between Friends, and Paris, which is the debut album, Paris. So check out those two albums. That is my album review. I have to get going because, so many things I would love to go into it. I really, really would, but I'm not even going to go there. Maybe I will on a different day. But today, I got to go. Love you guys. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. KIRWKC on Twitter, on Instagram. KIRWKC on Facebook. Facebook.com/KIRWKC. If you're watching this on YouTube or Daily Motion, don't forget to hit the subscribe button followed by the notification bell. That's it. I mean it this time. I got to go. Love you. Until next time, be blessed.